All right, so I'm just leaving the Berkeley Marina where we had the Adults Like Flavors and Not Blowing Smoke.org advocacy party. So this is something that Stefan put together basically on a whim. The whole point of it was to just get people to understand that this is important. You know, I think when you see somebody that's doing something about something, like Stefan is, he's just making moves, he's making action, it makes people think in their minds, like, this is something important, this is something that's happening right now, this is something that's urgent. In case you don't know, Oakland City Council is about to vote on a ordinance that would basically ban all flavors in convenience stores and anything that's not a strictly tobacco retailer, right? So why do vapors care about that? Well, I interviewed one vape store owner that, even though, you know, he said he wouldn't personally be affected by the flavor ban because 60% of his products are vapor or tobacco products.
It wouldn't apply to us because, like I said, over 60% of our inventory is related to tobacco. But being an advocate for the industry, the primary concern here is those convenience shops, the 7-Eleven, the AM PM shops, Walgreens, any of the other stores or convenience stores, and they carry this as an accessory, they wouldn't be able to carry it anymore, which means people would be forced to come or just not really know where to get these things to begin with.
Yep.
So it's really destructive to the harm reduction pathway. It's really important that this is in people's face.
So even though, and would seem like a good thing for him as a business owner, you're competing with Walgreens for the dollar. So why wouldn't he be like, yeah, well, they should just vote on that, and then everybody will come to my vape shop rather than go to the C-store. But really, what he said was that, look, I want people to stop smoking. That's what I want. Of course, I want my business to be successful, but my whole goal is to get people to stop smoking. These people are technically your competitors, but you don't mind helping them a little bit.
Right now, with all the regulations that are coming down the pipeline, it's hard to be competitive with anybody. It's like right now we're trying to get the regulations kicked out of the ballpark so we can have an arena to compete in.
And so when you limit that with this flavor ban this overreaching, ridiculous thing that takes away the possibility for somebody who's never heard of a vape shop or never tried vaping before to, you know, experience vaping and understand, like, go to a Walgreens and see, oh my gosh, this is cool, what is this? You know, I talked to a 70-year-old war veteran, Vietnam War vet, who vapes. He smoked for 50 years, 2 packs a day, right? Crazy. He had throat cancer, and he had the surgery, it went away, still didn't stop smoking. He came across vaping, he hasn't smoked in, you know, 10 years or whatever it is, and now he's this advantage. This guy's 70 years old, okay, and he wouldn't have come across it because he started out with the blue cartridge, you know, Cigalikes, which aren't even that great, but he was like, I just need something else. So, you know, imagine that not being available to him. He wouldn't have been able to start vaping. He'd probably be honest. He said he would be dead by now. So that's why this is bigger than just, oh, they're gonna stop vaping flavors for some stores. It's bigger because also one thing Stefan told me today, which is gonna blow your mind, okay? This is how these state governments pass these overreaching government regs, okay? What they do is they start at the city level first, okay? They can put together a patchwork of incongruent laws, in this case vaping. So they have a flavor ban in San Francisco that does certain things. They'll have a flavor ban in Oakland that does certain things. They'll have a flavor ban in San Jose that does certain things. These are all city ordinances. Well, now they'll come to the state and say, look at all these crazy ordinances that we've passed, that have been passed now. You know, they don't make any sense. They don't really work together. We need to refresh in them. This is a strategy that's been used in other industries to pass other laws, and they're using it on the vape industry, and it's how it's done, okay? So do not think that just a simple, stupid city ordinance in Oakland isn't going to eventually trickle its way up to the state and maybe even federal level, okay? It will. It'll take a long time, but it will. But you have to understand that you need to nip this in the butt now before it gets to that patchwork, okay? And Stefan has told me they've had success doing this. But, you know, you talk to vapors, you know, luckily there were some vapors there that I talked to that, you know, were young kids, and they wanted to to see it change, because they knew that it could, you know, what the future could be. But I asked them, you know, what's going to take for, you know, your friends to be involved, and I asked other vape shop owners, what's it going to take for your customers to be involved? And you know what? No one really had a good answer. You know, one guy was educating his customers, and you know, they seem to be responsible, but he doesn't know if they're really doing anything. Another guy says, you know what, I don't even try anymore because I just don't think it works. And you know, Stefan admits, you know, I don't think he would mind that I'm repeating this. You know, vapors have basically a attention span of 72 hours. You know, if it doesn't happen now, then it's not happening ever, and that's just the wrong way to think about it, and that's how they beat you. Okay, so ultimate message from Stefan is sign up for the email list of the Oakland City Council, and if you're not in Oakland, sign up for your current City Council's email list and understand what they're doing. Okay, they sneak these things through. They don't tell you because they don't really want you to be at the hearing. They just want to push it through and say, look, we had a hearing and no one came. I guess it doesn't matter. No, you need to be on top of this stuff, and this matters. And it matters even if you're not a business owner. Okay, if you're just a vapor, it matters to you because you're going to have less flavors, fewer products, and everything's going to be more expensive. And if you're not a vapor at all and you're just a citizen of any of these cities, it matters to you because jobs are going to be affected, because business owners are going to lose their livelihood, because industry is going to be squashed. You want to talk about what's going to be good for the country, make America great again? This is not making America great again. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I support the idea of being, you know, of making America great and keeping it great, and overreaching government regulation is not the way to do it. Okay, don't fall for the lies. It's not about marketing to children. This isn't about the unicorn milk debacle that the irresponsible parents not teaching their kids not to put stuff they found on the playground in their mouth. That's what the ammunition they want you to pick up and run with, but that's not the rifle that I want to pick up and run with. I want to pick up the rifle that says, no, you're not going to squash industry because of your special interest. I'm not going to let big tobacco come in here and tell me that vaping is somehow equivalent to smoking. I'm not going to let the American Lung Association come in here and try to convince me and lie to me that they are, you know, that this is somehow more, this is equivalent to smoking. Okay, these people are lapdogs of the establishment. Okay, the American Lung Association, the American Cancer Association, they do good work, okay, but they don't always get it right. Don't listen to everything they say. Question authority, okay? Everything has a grain of salt. Every story has two sides. No matter how flat you make a pancake, it's got two sides, as Dr. Phil says, okay? It's true. So this affects you because if they pass this law, they'll pass another law that's going to affect you in another way. And you need to understand that this is how overarching government regulation gets out of hand. And it's not okay. Okay? So, that's my rant. Watch the rest of this video. And if you like it, then share it. If you're in Oakland, then if you're in Oakland or San Leandro, go to the meetings. If you're not in Oakland or San Leandro, follow your city council on their email list. And, you know, you are an activist right now. If you're hearing this, you're part of the resistance.